Your ego's not your friend. Every guy, men even more than women, likes their ego in some way. Your ego's not your friend. Your ego tells you that you're already the man, you already made it, you know better, you're doing better, blah blah blah. And if you listen to your internal self-talk when you have those more egoic thoughts, you're pretty much, if you don't push back on that internally in your own thought system, then you pretty much end in a situation where, like, if you think you're smarter than everybody and you think you're doing better than everybody, then you don't learn from other people, and then you're just trapped in your own little head. And if you're not learning from other people, like, what's the probability that you're going to come up with the best way to do everything in life without learning from other people that already did that before you and who are doing better than you currently? Like, instead of going to medical school, it's just yeah, I got this. I know this way better. I can do this surgery way better than any of those surgeon fools. Like, it's just not going to work that way, Like, I didn't invent jiu-jitsu. I went and found like the best jiu-jitsu people in the world, and I trained with them. And I didn't invent the other elements of grappling, of wrestling and sambo and judo elements of grappling. Like, I didn't invent that either. I found some of the best people in the world who already did that, and they taught me a bunch of stuff. And I didn't invent business either. I went to the best business school, and I found other people to help me with that too. Like. And one of them said this. I forget who, but one of them said earlier, like, yeah, like almost everything. I think Reed said you're going to learn from other people. You're either going to learn from pain from your own ups, or you're going to learn a better way to do it from other people before you have those ups. So it's better to learn that way. It's better to learn from somebody else who made a up and be like, hey, be careful with that alligator thing. Those can bite. And if your ego is like, man, that's an alligator, the alligator don't want no trouble. All right. All right. Your ego is not your friend. People don't, it's not normal for a guy to have that thought. It's part of your brain to want to push back on that thought, but especially when you're having one of those more emotional, egoic moments. And I think just be focused on, all right, like what is the goal? What is the outcome? What's an ideal outcome look like given these circumstances? And then be honest with yourself about the circumstances. Like, are we looking at that objectively? All right, what's the situation? These people that want a 32-hour work week is like, that's 20%. It's less than 20% of the week. It's less than 20% of the week of what are we doing then? So if you don't want to work hard and contribute at a high level, like, any job that can be replaced is going to be replaced. There's some technology that's going to take over every position that, what happens in states when they do these high minimum wage things? They just fire people and buy robots. They buy, yeah, you go make your order at a kiosk at the fast food place now. I don't mind dealing with the kiosk. I don't mind at all. So everywhere there's these high minimum wages. Like, those have been in Australia for years. How long have they been having those kiosks at, like, Macca's? Yeah. So everywhere there's high minimum wage, they go. Those are all over Europe now. They're getting more common in the U.S., but they've been using them in Australia and Europe for quite some time. It's just going to be more widespread. So, I mean, I don't know, if you have an entry-level job and your local politicians are petitioning for a higher minimum wage, like, you probably should vote against that and just keep your job. You'd probably rather vote against that, but it's not in your best interest. Bro, I'm such a weirdo with numbers. Like, I probably check my credit card statement 2 or 3 times a day. I look at my credit cards probably 2 or 3 times a day. It's like, oh, anything on there I don't want? Anything on there I don't want? It's like, it's not even rational. It's just like I'm in such a habit of looking at, bank accounts, what's coming in and out of bank accounts, what's on the credit card statement, what's going on in brokerage accounts. I'm just in such a habit of looking at numbers that, like, I sort of habitually look at some of that stuff, more than is necessary at all, just to see. On Saturday, you guys would laugh if you understood. Like on Saturday morning, I wake up because my body clock says, oh, it's time to look at the stock market. And every Saturday, I'm like, God damn it, market's closed. People hate prosperity. They hate prosperity. They hate waiting. I go back to sleep. And then on some Sundays, I remember that it's the weekend. And on some Sundays, I do the same thing that I just did on Saturday. And I'm like, oh, it's time to check the stock market. It's time to check the stock market. And I'm like, God damn it. They hate prosperity. They hate waiting. And, that's not even like a conscious thought. That's like, I'm like, like slightly conscious and mostly unconscious and thinking of waking up to look at some numbers. It's like, they hate prosperity. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be hard to f me over on numbers too much, My brain knows numbers and thinks about numbers all the time, and it's not painful for me to look at the numbers and understand what's happening,
You watch this video all the way through, and that tells me you're dedicated to learning more and earning far above average outcomes in your life. Congratulations for that. But now it's time to take action. If you could have earned those results by yourself, you would have done it already. My head coach has opened up a few spots on his high-demand calendar for an in-person, one-on-one strategy session to help you. On this call, we'll give you the pragmatic advice that you can implement tonight to get laser-focused on the right metrics and leave mediocrity far behind in your past. Click that link right now in the description below and apply for your call immediately. Do it now.